eye of the Centaur for Cancer, Cancer rising, Cancer Chiron. It is Sunday, the 3rd of March, and welcome. This is the 10th reading, getting close to the end. You find out how many 12 is when you do 12 sign readings. People think that it's not accurate enough to divide the world into 12 categories, and then that's supposed to be relevant to somebody personally with sun sign astrology. But I would ask how many things ever, anywhere, are divided into 12 categories. Clothing sizes, smoking and non-smoking. Does that anyone ask that anymore? Credit or debit? Does anyone ask that anymore? Usually everything's 2 categories. Male, it used to be male or female, and then that became a lot more categories. But anyway, 12 is a lot, and it's 12, and then there's 12 moon signs, and so really between the sun and the moon you have 144 different possibilities, and but it's not that makes it work. It's something else that makes it work, and I am here today to talk to you about this upside down diagram. Now we'll turn it diagonally. This being the April 8th, 2024 total solar eclipse. You can see that it's a solar eclipse. Just for a quick reading lesson there. See that little horseshoe there? That's the north node. And when the sun gets near the north node or the south node's a flipped upside down horseshoe, you know that there's an eclipse coming, whether it's solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. There's going to be an eclipse, or there just was one. So that's how we can tell. And then when you put the moon and the sun together near one of the nodes, you know that's a solar eclipse. It's always good to check the ephemeris. That's how they used to be. I still prefer this variety, though I do a lot of creating custom ephemerides in True Node and so forth. True Node is a website. Anyway, this event is not only a total solar eclipse in Aries, which would be exciting enough as it is. It is a total solar eclipse. Look like I have my eyes closed. I'm sorry about that. There's nothing I can really do about that except look bug-eyed. Conjunct Chiron, and it's so close. I mean, this is the incredible thing. Moon 1924, Sun 1924. That happens every month. Conjunct Chiron at 1924. That is astounding to have essentially what amounts to the solar eclipse turning into Chiron. When a planet is conjunct the moon or the sun modulates the expression of the planet. But another way to say it is that the moon or the sun kind of turns into that planet. And so that is a lot of Chiron. And what we have with Chiron is, in Aries, one of the fundamental questions of existence all bundled up into one big question that you then need to parse out and make into more manageable questions. And this is a lot of energy to contain in Aries. Even badass as Aries is, this is a lot of energy to contain in one sign. Even Aries. Got little Binor there also. That's a Centaur. And then at the same time, this too is an important conjunction. Mercury, very quick moving. Eris here in Aries for 102 years so far. Very slow moving. Mercury is retrograde. You can see it buried there. And it's only 3 arc minutes away, and it's moving that way toward Eris. And so with a retrograde planet, you also turn the planet into a question. There is an inner seeking that is necessary. There is a recovery of some lost faculty that is necessary, potentially something that was suppressed. And there's also a kind of an inner contact and an inner inquiry going on when you have something like retrograde Mercury conjunct a somewhat abstract concept like Eris in Aries. And so my take on Mercury retrograde conjunct Eris is that it is making the transition between Eris as a kind of a chaos generating factor and a whole seeking factor, a healing seeking factor, a holistic influence, much like Chiron. And so the fact that that's happening at the same time as the total solar eclipse conjunct Chiron is just stunning. And then there is an event here. Where are you? Here. The event's so big I had to write on the back cover of this book, which is a very naughty book. Just 12 days later, Jupiter makes a conjunction to Uranus, and then Jupiter keeps going and in the next month makes a conjunction to Sedna, the slowest moving point we know about. It takes 11,400 years to go around the zodiac. And with Sedna going into Gemini, we all have another whole seeking idea, and that being associated with the dualistic nature of Gemini that seems to have us living in a split reality, or with split brain, or with living in a way that's out of balance with one hemisphere, whether it be the kind of loosey-goosey, tribal, mystical right hemisphere, or the logical, perceptive, visually oriented, syntax-oriented left hemisphere, which influences the right side of the body. And so now, after having, I'm getting close to 36 readings where I have to account for what the holy living fuck said in Gemini is, and I'm seeing that this too is a whole-making thing, which is about left-right balance. And that is a lot. If more people get the hang of that, society will be a lot less disastrous. And where this all moves through your chart is the very top. Now, this is not coming out quite bold enough, and I think we can turn these lights up a little bit here. Is that more light? That's more light. And let's embolden these lines. I'm showing you the approximate field of action of all of the events of spring 24, which I think, to my ear, they get underway the moment of the new moon in Pisces on 1 week from today. So this discussion is going to span Pluto in Aquarius, which is starting to leave. It's the last sign in your zone of projection is Aquarius, and then into your 9th place, Pisces, your 10th place, Aries. This is where the action is. This is most of what I'm going to talk about when I'm done with this little warm-up. Your 11th place, which is Taurus, that's all social. This is all career mostly, and action and concrete action in the world. 11th house is social. The 9th is spiritual. You have Pisces there. That's nice. And then ending with Sedna in early Gemini in the 12th place. The 12th is where the split is. The 12th house is where you would look for the left brain, right brain hemisphere split, such as it may exist, it's a concept or a reality, but it's hidden. It's hidden. And in the sign, in the chart, solar chart or whole sign house chart for Cancer, it takes place in the 12th. Now, one quick last thing about the sign Cancer before I say a lot of other things about the sign Cancer. Generally speaking, this is a kind of a global issue, but really, because there's this chart called the Thema Mundi, which I really should do another talk about. It's been a while. The Thema Mundi. And the Thema Mundi is I think, from what I understand,